Hello, everybody. Okay, got a question that someone actually sent me. I've written it down so I remember. Do I have to learn to love all aspects of myself? What a great question. I love that. I've got my coffee here today. Simple answer is yes, I think you do have to learn to love all aspects of yourself. I don't think you have to like all aspects of yourself. I don't think you have to want to keep holding on to certain aspects of yourself. But I do ultimately think you have to love, take responsibility, own, allow, accept to a certain degree. I'm a bit funny about that word accept because it implies you're okay with it, and I'm not meaning that. It doesn't mean you're okay with it. You know, I had a part of me that was a rageaholic. Did I like it? No. Did I accept it? Oh, I didn't really want to accept it, but I had to own it, take responsibility for it, engage with it, embrace it. Yes, even the darkest parts of you. And I think for me, it's about not do I have to learn to love all aspects of myself as much as do I have to learn all the aspects of myself. And I think the more you do that, the more you understand you, the more you allow you, the more you do accept all those parts, then you know yourself. You know what you want, what you need. You can say yes, 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 and no, no, no. And I think it is important to know thyself because it's no one else's job to know thyself. It's your job to know yourself. Sorry, making it go wobbly. So yeah, I do. I think it's love is an interesting word. Love might be. You know, you don't have to love. I didn't love my rageaholic part of me. I didn't love the people pleasing part of me, but I did learn to love those parts of me because I realized they were born out of survival. They were born out of conditioning, programming, brainwashing, and so I learned that those were the wounded parts of me, which I think I did learn to love in the end because I loved the child part of me that took on some of those attributes and outworked them and I could understand how I ended up to be a rageaholic. So I learned to love that part of me in a way. I did, if I'm honest. In fact, this is going to sound so weird, but I actually love that part of me because, this is another question I really want to answer is rage, anger, rage and resentment, because I think we sort of don't want to feel those feelings, but you can't have joy and peace and love and tranquility without all those negative ones too. We're all of it. We experience all of it, and if you think you only experience good ones, then you're in denial. You're not authentic. You're not being honest with yourself or anybody else. You can't always be a nice girl. You can't always be, well, you can, but then you get sick, and then you get so sick, and if you're lucky, you get pissed off. If you're lucky, you get resentful, because that's your body telling you, I don't want to do this anymore. Why are we doing it? And so, yeah, I think I ultimately I love the little people pleaser part of me, because that's the part of me that wanted to survive, and it's the only way she could is meeting everyone else's needs. And so I realised they were born out of that child perspective, and I do love all the parts of me. I love my rageaholic, because my rageaholic, who doesn't actually come out anymore, and very, very rarely, if at all. She was out of control before. Now I've got her, and she's not a rageaholic anymore. She doesn't even feel that sort of anger, that depth of anger, but she did, and really I didn't want to deny that, because actually it's like, well, I want to feel joy and peace. Well, I've got to feel angry and rage. I think rage is a very normal, especially not all personality types. I'm talking about certain personality types. I think there's three things that normally happen. You're either anger is your main go-to, fear or anxiety. Now mine was anger, so I think those personality types that have the anger thing happening probably get rageous. And not everyone's like that. I'm not saying that's everybody. It's not. So I love all the parts of me now. And they no longer run the show, and that's probably why I can love them. I probably didn't love them when they were running the show, but I learned to appreciate them for what they were, which is just the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's all good. And it's about, you have to learn to love them, because when you love them and you're not repressing and denying them and then coming out sideways or acting out of them, then you do feel in control. You do feel safe in the world. If you've got some of that angry stuff, and for me it was definitely that rageaholic. I mean, I was petrified of her, I'll be honest. She was scary. She was like more, but she had lots of energy. I mean, if I repress that, I repress my energy. I repress my life flow. I repress a lot more than just the anger. Because you can't do one without the other. Excuse me. You can't repress your anger. You can't just do that. You can't just repress. You repress one, you repress all. And this is why I think anger is an important part, especially now on the planet. I think, I mean, look what's going on, you have every right to be angry. I mean, really, why aren't you angry? That's, have you been so repressed by life, by the conditioning, by the programming, that things don't make you angry? Well, I actually think that's kind of not normal, really. They're things that we should be angry about. Anyway, it's an interesting question. I love it. Do I have to learn to love all aspects of myself? Bottom line, yes. Love all of it. Because what's the alternative? Hate it, repress, deny and avoid it. There's some drilling going on out there, so apologise, I'll keep this short and sweet. But yeah, I think we do. All the aspects, yes, you have to take responsibility and learn to love, embrace them, take responsibility for them, so they don't run the show anymore. And you come into wholeness of your being. Now, if anyone wants to say anything contrary to that, please do. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to take on board what I've said. It's just my opinion. It's just what I've learned along the way. Take it as you will, or not, as the case may be. All is good. Anyway, I hope you got something out of that. It's stopped now, so I hope you got something out of that. I hope you are well and looking after you. And if there's any subjects you'd like me to talk about, because I will just go back to the jar, or I will talk about anger, rage and resentment, because I do love talking about anger, rage and resentment. Anyway, okay, bye for now.